Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So it is April 12th, 2025, Saturday. I have yet to do my card of the month for March. So that's what we're doing today. I've been busy, as you know. I just watched my previous two card of the month, and I didn't even add in the card with the deck that I always use. So if you're just tuning in, I always do the card of the month. I do a year ahead spread either December 31st or January 1st for that next year. And I keep track of it in a little folder in my phone. And then at the end of the month, I go back and I reflect on what that card did and how it related. And I pull others just to see how pretty they are and um, kind of go over it. And then I add in the card of the year to see how they kind of go together. And then this year, I've actually started adding an animal into the thing too because I have this cool animal deck, Spirit Animals deck, that gives you information on how to embody that animal for the month. And I really haven't paid attention. As you know, I've been this ongoing saga of my job. If you don't know, I was getting for a couple weeks there, and even I was getting when I pulled cards for myself, cards of you're about to make bank, you're about to get an upgrade, you're about to get this, you're about to blossom at your job. And I'm like, I don't want to blossom at my job. I can't stand my job. And then lo and behold, at the end of March, I was pulled aside and said, hey, basically we promoted you to team lead of shipping and you're making more money now. And I'm like, oh. So that happened. Um, and then there was some other stuff that went down. So I'm just like, what? So yeah. Um, I just I've had a lot of emotions, which ties into my card of the month, and I'll show you here in a second. About this, just because my soul says I'm a writer. My heart says I'm a writer. Every fiber of my being says I was born to write. And yet this job has been killing me, so I can't write. And I keep getting told, well, you know what? Just be happy what you got. A lot of people don't have a job. A lot of people can't get a job. And you got promoted. I've been killing myself with this job for 9 years, so I should be getting promoted and getting the recognition that I'm finally getting after 9 years. But it's never a job I saw myself at because I know the only thing that's going to make my soul, my heart happy is to write. And yet I can't even do that because of this job. And I think that's part of why I hate the job because I'm resentful a little bit of the job because it's keeping me from doing the thing I love most. Um, and I think all of that ties into the card of the month for March, which was, and I don't know why I didn't show this deck last month. I actually pulled from my Unfolding Path Tarot. This is the mass market version, but I pulled from the indie version because I've decided the mass market edition is going to be for everybody else, and my indie one is going to be just for me. Even though I've basically retired the deck, and I haven't even put on any music for you guys. Hold on a second. And so, yeah, so I pulled from the Unfolding Path Tarot. So, and I forgot to even show it last month in the decks or in the cards I was showing you guys. I'm like, that's crazy because usually that's the first card I pull out and show to everybody. But the card of the month is the Ace of Cups. And it's funny because February it was Ace of Swords. So it's like all these new beginnings are happening to me. And I almost feel like I'm not appreciating all these things that are happening to me, even though they're good things. And I feel like a spoiled brat kind of in some ways, but at the same time, I know it's not the thing that's going to bring me joy. You know what I mean? And now my dog, of course. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, it's been a little mixed bag of emotions lately, and this card fits right in for the month of March. There were a couple weeks in March there that I was basically set on quitting, and then I got promoted. I'm like, did they promote me just to keep me from quitting? I don't know. Uh, But yeah, it's been rough the last few months, and it just keeps feeling like it's like my boss said the other day. Every time we take a step forward, it feels like we're taking 10 steps back. And that's how I feel about this job right now. Just no matter what we do, we're all behind all the time. And it doesn't help that every day someone's calling in. It's crazy. So to me, the Ace of Cups is all about emotions, all about the beginning of something. And I just find it interesting to have the Ace of Swords in February and the Ace of Cups in March. And the Ace of Swords was all about the mind, and my mind was melting. And then March was all about emotions. So once again, these cards are dead on, which I find very interesting. And then did I pull it out? Yeah. My my card of the year is, and I pulled from my mini light series just because it was handy, is the Judgment card. A lot of self-judgment going on. And after everything I literally just said about, I feel like a spoiled brat, but at the same time, I know it's not what's warming my heart. It's, yes, all in my mind again, but there's a self-judgment, a self-loathing almost, if you will, in that Judgment card. And I knew as soon as I pulled this card, as soon as I realized the Judgment card was my card of the year, I'm like, oh yeah, it's totally that year. Totally gonna be that year. Because no matter what I do, I feel like I'm in the wrong. I don't know why. It just, wow. Craziness. Anyway, and then I pulled from the Spirit Animals Oracle, and I pulled the Hedgehog. Isn't that freaking cute? So cute. And, which I found fascinating the second I pulled it, I still haven't pulled the card of the animal card for the month of April yet, and we're 12 days in, which is ridiculous. The animal for the hedgehog for March says, the only thing it said for this animal was establish healthy boundaries. And I was like, wow, that is insane, because I feel like now that I've been promoted, everybody's like, well, now we're just expected you to work till you drop. And I was already working till I dropped. And now it's just expected. And I'm like, no, we need to set some boundaries. And I did wind up setting some boundaries in March. I'm like, look, this is not going to work this way. You're running me ragged. I'm going to wind up in the hospital if I don't stop and slow down and we have a moment of breath. And so it did help with the big boss. My boss's boss came. I actually worked with him and kind of trained him in how to do shipping. And he was like, this is exhausting just watching you. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for the recognition, because nobody else here understands how much work I have to do every day. Even my boss, they've never done shipping. They've never sat with me through a whole day of work and just watched and did the work I've done. So it was nice that the boss's boss got it. That he was like, oh my God, this is too much work for just you. And I'm like, I know. And so because he came in and had my back, I was able to actually set some healthier boundaries with my boss and the assistant to the boss, my other boss. And be like, look, I need help at this time of day. If one of my girls calls in, we're screwed. I need help. I need 4 people at minimum, and they're working all day long to make this a cohesive job and get things done. So I think there was a lot of emotional strain, which it's interesting that the cup is running over. And yeah, you tend to hear, oh, my cup runneth over. But it's, to me here lately, I've seen another card recently where it was spilling over, and I talked about it, where it's running over with too much emotion. There's too much going on at one time, and it's just spilling over into everything. And that's how I kind of saw that card, and it kind of had me kind of change my perspective on this card a little bit for the month of March. But the hedgehog came right along and was like, yep, you need to establish boundaries right now. And I just found all of this, even with the Judgment card, very cohesive for the month that I went through of March. And I'm like, yeah, something told me to pair this with my cards of the month, and it's been fabulous. Every month it's been dead on point. Everything is cohesively reading together, and I'm like, yeah, it's all true. Which I find interesting, because I'm only pulling this card during the month. So, interesting. So yeah, we got the Judgment card, and of course, that's a lot of self-loathing, self-deprecating, self-judgment, a lot this year so far. And I'm like, yeah, maybe something good will come into that. And I like how these two kind of have a good colorway match together. But I'm gonna read real quick in the this is the mass market Hay House version, Unfolding Path Tarot. I'm gonna read the little book and see what it says on the Ace of Cups real quick before I quickly show you guys some other Ace of Cups that are gorgeous. Wands, Cups. Emotional awakening, compassion, new relationships, release. As with all aces, the Ace of Cups speaks of beginnings, specifically in the realm of love and emotions. This card is an encouragement to open your heart and allow your feelings to flow. This could also be a time of emotional renaissance. Wow. Where previously suppressed or denied feelings rise up and overflow. Oh my God. I just said that. It's overflowing with too much emotions. That's crazy. Full on goosebumps. And that's basically what happened in March. I had this overflow of emotions, and then I had to set boundaries because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Interesting. Where previously suppressed or denied feelings rise up and overflow, bringing a long-needed release, renewal, and rejuvenation. This card can also represent a new and meaningful relationship, whether romantic or a deep friendship. Ultimately, this signifies the start of a journey toward emotional fulfillment, contentedness, and awakening. Infinite love flows to and through you. I love that. It was basically dead on what I was saying. I never read the books, but when I'm called to, bam. That was crazy. So that was exactly what I was saying. There was just too much emotions going on. I don't do emotions well, so that's why I was like, I quit. I call Uncle. I'm done. I can't do any more. And then all this other stuff happened, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, that was crazy. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys a few other cards here. My two favorite Ace of Cups ever. This is from the Bone Stone and Earth Flesh Tarot. Out of print. Sorry. Anatolian's artwork. What? That is a stunning Ace of Cups. Anything she does with a moon in it is fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And I freaking love it to pieces. Gorgeous. Nothing else I can say about that. I mean, it's red, which makes you think wands. If it were like a blue, light blue, whatever, sea blue, I don't know, it would have made you think Ace of Cups better, but I don't care. It's beautiful. The more moons in the deck she makes, the better. And then we have the Laetera Arthurian, which is also her artwork. Gorgeous. I freaking love it. That's my two favorites. Like, look how gorgeous these are. Gorgeous. And these two decks also pair well together as well. Just stunning. This is the cover of the box and the book, I'm sure. And I'm pretty sure she took a poll a while back. I haven't heard anything about the poll to see if anybody would want to do this and if we would like to have this in English, and of course I would. I love the cardstock and all this. It's gilded gold. It's in French mass market, but she's talking about translating the book and making it an English version, which I will buy again, period. But I don't know if that's actually happening, or I don't know what happened with the poll. I participated in the poll, but I don't know the outcome of it, or if she decided to go ahead and do it. I think she did, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. But that's a gorgeous Ace of Cups also. Then we have the Black Seed Tarot, and I just had to show that. It is freaking adorable. Freaking adorable. Like, come on. And then we have the Fairy Lights Tarot. I just think that's gorgeous. A little champagne glass there. And there's some stuff going on in the glass. Beautiful. We have the Victorian Fairy Tarot. Ace of Summer. Look at the champagne or the wine and the glasses down there. That's cool. I love that. And then we got one of my newest Steampunk Fairy Tarot. That's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And the little Metal crab. When women had wings. Gorgeous. Under the Oak Tarot. Gorgeous. And that's, again, running over. It's overflowing. Now, this, I do get an abundance feeling just because it's going into a much bigger pool of water here. It's still beautiful. And then the last one is my newest deck, the Cat's Eye Tarot. That is freaking cute. Little paw going after the betta fish. That's going to be my newest deck for next week I work with. It's so beautiful. And I didn't know it was just in existence until recently. So, if you guys have this deck and you pair certain decks with it, let me know, because I have no idea what to pair with it. And I usually pair a tarot and an oracle. So let me know in the comments below what you would pair with this Cat's Eye Tarot. But anyway, that's my video. That's my card of the month for the month of March. It was the Ace of Cups. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And I'll see you in the next one.